And welcome in to YHC TV late this Sunday evening. Abnormal time to get the 2018 Bloomfield Christmas Tournament seeds done, but they are done and published, released, and we've got them for you right here on YHC and our online platforms to let you know what the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament looks like in the first round going forward. In just a few weeks, just over a couple weeks, we are getting ready for the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament for the 62nd annual Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. So let's get right into it and take a look at our seeds. We're going to count it down from the 16 to the 1. Bit a little drama here, a little anticipation. But here we go with the top seed, or the 16th seed. We'll start with the 16th seed first off, and it is the Holcomb Hornets with the 16th seed coming into this year's tournament. So they will match up with the eventual 1 seed, but going to the number 15 seed is the Puxico Indians. The Puxico Indians coming into this year's tournaments at the 15th seed. They'll match up against the 2nd seed in the first round. Number 14 are the Malden Green Wave. The Malden Green Wave coming in this year with the 14th seed. They'll match up against the 3 seed in the first round. Number 13, the Bloomfield Wildcats, the host of the tournament, and with the 13 seed, they'll match up against the 4. Number 12 are the Gideon Bulldogs. The Gideon Bulldogs coming in with the 12 seed out of the Tri-County Conference. They'll match up against the 5 in the first round. The number 11 seed, the Richland Rebels, have moved up. They've been the 16th seed for the last number of years and have moved up and have got a good record so far this year. I think they're 3-1 early on this year, and they move up to number 11 in this year's Christmas tournament. And moving on, number 10, the South Pemiscot Bulldogs at the number 10 spot, and they'll take on the 7th seed in the first round. And at number 9, the Van Buren Bulldogs out west. They're in the Ozark Foothills Conference. They come in as the number 9 seed. They will have the nightcap the first night against the 8th seed, which is the Portageville Bulldogs. The Bulldogs come in as the 8th seed this year. They match up against Van Buren in that first round. And the number 7 seed, the Kennett Indians. The Kennett Indians coming in at the 7 seed this year. Number 6, the Twin Rivers Royals. The Royals starting out pretty good. Only 1 loss on the year so far to the Risco Tigers. But Twin Rivers coming in as the 6th seed this year. And the East Prairie Eagles coming in at number 5. They've had an impressive start. Had a few losses, but a few players out early on this year. And they should be all ready to go by the Christmas tournament in a few weeks. The East Prairie Eagles coming in at number 5. Number 4, the Doniphan Dons, starting off with an impressive season so far. And they're coming in with a top 4 seed there at number 4 in this year's Christmas tournament. Number 3, the Dexter Bearcats. Dexter Bearcats having a brutal first couple of games here in the SEMO Conference. A couple of SEMO Conference games and the SEMO Conference tournament. And coming in at the 3 seed in this year's tournament. And number 2, the Bernie Mules coming in with the 2nd seed in the Christmas tournament. And they'll match up against the 15 in the first round, which we'll get to the matchups in a moment. But the Bernie Mules coming in with a number 2 seed. And I think they've only got 1 loss on the year as well, coming to the Risco Tigers as well. So the Bernie Mules coming in as the number 2 seed, and that leaves the number 1 seed to the Hayti Indians, and they've been there at the top of the seeds for the last number of years. It was 2 years ago they had the top seed, and they've been the runner-up the past 2 seasons to the Dexter Bearcats. The Dexter Bearcats will come in as the 2-time defending Bloomfield Christmas Tournament champions, and Hayti 2-time defending 2nd place finishers, and got the top seed this year. They've had a tough early going as they've went all the way to the championship and run the way to the state championship in football, and those football players are transitioning into basketball and took a few early losses without those football guys, but they're going to be at full strength, full roster come the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament in a few weeks. And Hayti Indians ranked number 1 in this year's Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. So let's take a look at the first round matchups. Taking a look at the first round matchups, the Hayti Indians, the 1 seed, will take on the 16th seed Holcomb Hornets. And the neighboring bracket there, the nightcap of the first evening, will be Portageville, the 8th seed Portageville Bulldogs taking on the 9th seeded Van Buren Bulldogs. That'll be the nightcap of that first night there with the 8-9 game. And Portageville, Van Buren will match up against the winner of Hayti and Holcomb in that second round. So this is exactly what the bracket will look like for the tournament. And 4th seeded Doniphan will take on 13th seeded Bloomfield in that first round matchup. Also, 5th seeded East Prairie will take on 12th seeded Gideon. 12th seeded Gideon taking on 5th seeded East Prairie in that first round matchup. And on the bottom half of the bracket, we've got the 2nd seeded Bernie Mules taking on the 15th seeded Puxico Indians. So a Stoddard County matchup there in the first round between those two. And 7th seeded Kennett taking on 10th seeded South Pemiscot. So some Boot Hill teams there with Kennett and South Pemiscot in the first round. That'll be the second to last game on the first evening there on the 26th. Then 3rd seeded Dexter taking on 14th seeded Malden. And we'll actually see them later on this week playing in a regular season game. They'll match up in that first round of the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament there with Dexter and Malden in the first round. And Twin Rivers, the 6th seed, will take on 11th seeded Richland Rebels. So those are the first round matchups of this year's Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. And you kind of had to look forward to, starting with the second night onward to get the more competitive games in the Christmas tournament. So first of all, typically by the end of the night, you'll see some competitive games on the first day when you get into the 6-11, 7-10, and 8-9 games. Starting there with the 6-11 game, more competitive games you'll look at is Twin Rivers and Richland. And Richland looking for a potential first-round win. They haven't had one of those in a long time. And we'll see if Richland can turn some heads, as they have already this year, getting a few wins under their belt and going to be competitive on the first day. They're looking to be competitive for the first time in a long while out of the Richland Rebels. And Mark Crane heading up the Rebels this year. And we'll see what they bring on the first night against the Twin Rivers Royals. In that 7-10 matchup, Kennett and South Pemiscot going to be two pretty similar teams there with those two, Kennett and South Pem. And that'll be an interesting one there. And the nightcap with Portageville and Van Buren, teams you won't see match up at all, whether it's, unless it's in this tournament. Van Buren playing out west, and Portageville, the Boot Hill Conference, two very unfamiliar opponents. So they'll know very little of each other going into that first round game and that nightcap on the first night. And that'll make for an interesting matchup as well. And looking into the second round matchups, potentially, you're looking at probably Hayti and Portageville, Van Buren there. Hayti and Portageville playing out of the Boot Hill Conference. Pretty familiar opponents there. Could have that matchup in the next round. Doniphan and potentially East Prairie. That might be a matchup to look for there in the second day. And Bernie likely will advance over Puxico, looking at Kennett or South Pemiscot there. Could be an interesting matchup there in the quarterfinals there on the second day on that Thursday. And then Dexter and Twin Rivers possibly there in that quarterfinal matchup in that one. So you kind of have to look forward to that second night onward to where we get to the most competitive games of the Christmas tournament. So there you go. There are the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament seeds for the 2018 and 62nd annual Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. And of course, all 26 games will be live right here on Channel 21 on your New Wave Cable, YHCTV.com, and also our Facebook and YouTube pages online. So plenty of ways to watch this year's Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, as we've been bringing it live for been going on, about 7-8 years now on television and our online platforms for almost as long as well. So certainly a great tradition around the holiday season, after Christmas, watching 4 games of high school basketball, all right here on YHC online and on our cable TV here on New Wave Channel 21. So we're looking forward to it to bring to you. And it's going to be 4 days straight this year, as it has been the last number of years, the 26th through the 29th, starting at 10 a.m. on the 26th with that 1:16 game, Hayti and Holcomb, going throughout the day there. And we'll be looking forward to 4 straight days. The 26th to the 29th is going to be a Wednesday through a Saturday. So it'll be nice as the last days on a Saturday, even the third night on a Friday for more folks to come on out to watch the games ending on the weekend. So we'll be looking forward to that. And look forward to that 62nd annual Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, the 26th through the 29th, Wednesday through Saturday in Bloomfield, and of course being broadcast right here on YHC. And we're going to leave it at that for today. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the tournament seeds and the first round matchups, and we'll be looking forward to those coming up on the 26th. So a couple more weeks, a little over 2 weeks remaining till we get underway with that Christmas tournament, but the seeds are out and published, and we'll be looking forward to it in just over 2 weeks. So be looking forward to that, and hopefully you'll join us right here on YHC. And we'll see you then. Take care, everyone.